What's going on, workforce? Brian here for Work to Game. I hope you're having a great day. I know that I am. So let's talk about some interviews. So today we've got new Stormblood information. This is taken out of an interview from Famitsu, and I'm probably going to mispronounce it, Dengeki. Told you. So out of this is that there are some highlights of new information along with what we already kind of got from the Game Watch interview prior to this. So I'm going to kind of go over a couple of highlights that really stand out to me. Now, if you want to read kind of the full summary, I'm going to include a link below to the GamerEscape article, which summarizes it up very nicely with a lot of little bits of information that we're not going to really talk about. I'd encourage you guys to go give them some thumbs up as well as some traffic for their constant work in this space. So without further ado, here's some highlights. I'm interested in what you guys are excited about, but we're going to just kind of go down this list and see what we've got. So we've got changes to parry, pie, accuracy, you name it. This all is kind of summarized up into the battle system changes. Now they say we're not going to really get more details until a later date, aka May, because that's just going to make sense. So they've been talking about this for months and months and months, and it feels like maybe even coming up on a year, saying, okay, with parry, because what kind of stat is it? You see people stack it, and you're like, oh, you're really not taking advantage of it. It would seem to make sense for tanks. So the question is, are they outright getting rid of it? Same thing goes for accuracy. They said there's going to be some changes. Does that mean they're going away, or they're just going to change it outright? I don't know. I know when you play a healer, especially I remember around when Anti-Tower came out, if you didn't have accuracy Matera, you felt like you missed a lot on your abilities, which was rather frustrating. So speaking of battle system changes, we now know that the Red Mage's main stat's going to be Int, and they're going to share casting gear. It makes sense from what they showed us, but to have that confirmed is interesting. So we've got Samurai, which is kind of going to be like the monk, and we have Red Mage, which is going to act like a summoner, Black Mage regarding gear, and as well as their main base stat. So I think that was actually really fascinating and interesting. Expected because of what they kind of showed us, but at the same time, it's good to have confirmation. Okay, so this is pretty interesting and unexpected in my opinion, but they plan to make changes to the company crafting feature, as well as maybe adding in the addition of submarines. It makes sense because we've got they introduced it with the concept of making airships. And, that's where you fly into the diadem, which we should be getting back here in a couple weeks. With submarines, that also seems interesting. The question I wonder does that mean that Eureka is accessible underwater as opposed to flying? We haven't seen much of it. They've just shown that screenshot talking a little bit about it. I think this is cool. I think that's going to open up a lot more options. I don't know if anybody out there who's taken advantage of that system, but I found it fascinating because it gives you the opportunity to send out your airship to gather rare materials, as well as to be able to get on your airship and go out there as well with your group, as opposed to going through Ishgard. All in all, makes sense. Excited to see it. So then they say, and they tease, that Gilgamesh might make a return in 4.0. We haven't seen him since ARR and the Hildebrand quest line and story, right? So this is exciting. I'd love to see more Greg make his way into the game. Now the question is he going to have an appearance that's a part of maybe a Hildebrand or some kind of side story quests, or with the Eastern theme, is he going to have more of that presence naturally in the story? Who's to say? But just the teasing of it, I think, gives us hope. I think he's a great character for Final Fantasy XIV, and hopefully we get to see more of him soon. So this should come as no surprise, but so they say they're making small cities like Reference Toll and Idleshire. Really Idleshire, but I like my way better. And so for players who don't know, these are cities that are built up over time, over the patch cycle. So they start off relatively small, and then every patch they get bigger. You see buildings that are built, or you have walls, and etc. So for those players who are new and coming in, you see Reference Toll and it looks like this cool city. Well, it wasn't at one point. At one point it was just pretty much the Aetheryte, and then over time they added and added and added. It was really quite interesting and exciting to see what changed with every patch cycle. Same thing with Idleshire. It's gotten bigger, it's gotten bigger, and it's gotten bigger. And so the key takeaway here, though, is that they say that they use the plural cities. Maybe this is a translation issue, maybe not. But it would kind of almost make sense that we could have one in Eorzea and we could have the other over in the Doman area, because you kind of have these things going on. We have an area in which that we're staging an attack. I don't know. But they say there's going to be something also different about it this time, and that has me curious and excited. I don't, different can be good. Obviously, I think if they're building up patch cycle by patch cycle, that seems interesting. I don't know what to expect, but I think if I was going to speculate, and this is just pure speculation, maybe it has something to do with the liberation, I'm going to just say system at this point, in which that maybe as we progress there, the city gets stronger. If maybe we lose ground, maybe we lose features. I don't know. I would like to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. For anybody who's worried about getting into the raid scene with 4.0, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Just like last time, they're not releasing the raid or the tombstones until a couple weeks after the expansion drops. I think this is the right move. They did it with Heaven's Word. It gives players the ability to level through the story, to really experience it, and not feel like they have to rush all the way up to the top so they can get into the raid scene as early as possible. So all in all, fantastic move. Glad to see that it's making a comeback, and I'm really looking forward to checking out the Bin of Time. So are you a tank and you need a new mount? Well, maybe you're going to be getting one. So they say that they're going to be making new mounts for the tanks, and I don't know if this is their way of trying to incentivize more people to tank. I think they need to do something more than just mounts. Don't get me wrong, mounts, awesome, great, thank you. However, we need something more than just mounts to incentivize. We've talked on this channel about a couple of different options outside of that, but it's cool to see it. The current mounts for tanks don't fly, so that means they're not going to dive. It means if you're going to incentivize it, let's incentivize it right and get some mounts that you can use more than just what you currently have. But is it enough to get people to tank in this game? I don't think so. So what do you guys think? Would a new mount be something that incentivizes you to go and pick up the sword and shield, or the great sword, or the axe? Let me know. This is something that I was thinking about. So we look at the world map, we look at how long, 2 months to go from Eorzea to Othard by ship. We have the teleport system, and we obviously have seen Aetherites on Othard. So what's it going to cost us to teleport? And they say that it's going to cost, it's going to be pricey, but it's going to be less than 1,000. So that maybe they're going to have it capped at 1,000. I mean, this is just me who's played the game, who has plenty of revenue and income from the game, in the form of gil. I'm just going like, well, 1,000 doesn't seem like that much, but at the same time, I could see them offering an option for a ship that's going to be a lot cheaper, and maybe for other players out there, 1,000 is a lot. It's that's going to break the bank, especially if you have to bounce back and forth, etc. So, what do you guys think? Is $1,000, excuse me, 1,000 gil too much to teleport between the various continents? Let me know, because is that always going to be the cap? Is that always going to be where things are situated from? So Samurai's Sen system is going to be a new rotation system. Now they say it's more akin to monks, which kind of makes sense. Monk gear, we're probably going to see the strength stat be the big key thing for Samurai. So this is interesting. I'm very hopeful. I'm very interested in how the Samurai stores up energy in its sword, and I'm wondering if it's going to be like that TP system that they had in 11, that as you do things, your TP bar fills up. Wondering, as the Samurai does things, does he have his own personal limit break skill chain system? I don't know. I'm very interested in seeing how that plays out as well. So all in all, like, battle system changes again, most likely we're not going to see more until around May, which kind of also makes sense that we could probably see more, a benchmark that they usually release before the game comes out, in which that we can gather lots of fun information from as well. So anyway, those are some highlights that really stood out to me. Very interested in you guys, what you think. Be sure again to check the link below. You can find more information over at GamerEscape, or I'm sure it's probably also on Reddit. So anyway, my name's Brian. This is Work to Game. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic week. Take care. Hey, it's me. Thanks so much for watching this video. You should click here to subscribe, and here to maybe check out some more of our videos. So again, thanks for watching. We hope you like this video. We hope you subscribe and join our community. Let us know in the comments below what you think, and we'll see you next time. Bye.